What time is it? What's up? I think it is probably morphing time. Not only do you know her from Power Rangers, you also know her from Flashpoint, you know her from Felicity, you know her from her writing and directing debut, The Space Between, which we're going to talk about. We've also got mics out in the audience. We're going to get questions from you guys, so go ahead and line up if you got questions, because I'm just going to hand it over to you guys. Without further ado, we're starting a little bit late. We want to make sure that you guys get some wonderful quality time with the one, the only, Amy Jo Johnson.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
How are you? Yeah? I've never been to Fan Expo before. This is super fun, no? Have you guys been before? Are you guys from Toronto? Yeah, I live here now too. Did you know that? I love Toronto. So I did Flashpoint, and that's what brought me to Toronto. And then I fell in love with this city, and I'm like, this is my home. I love it. Yeah.
There are a lot of people out here, many Power Rangers fans, yes. A lot of people who are fans of your work. What were you a fan of when you were a kid? What captured your imagination?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you personally. What did you love?
I was just telling somebody, because somebody came up to my table and they were like, you're probably here. But she was saying something that she used to watch the show over and over again. Did you guys watch the show a lot? The Power Rangers? Anyway, I used to watch, do you remember the movie The Legend of Billie Jean?
The Legend of Billie Jean. Fair is fair, right?
Loved that movie. I even shaved the side of my head to be like her. I did.
Have you run into Helen Slater on the con circuit?
I've been at a convention where she was at, but I didn't go say hi or anything like that.
Now,
too embarrassed.
You're an inspiration to a lot of women, a lot of girls out there who saw you and Tui on Power Rangers, and they got to see women on screen kicking butt, doing amazing things. You have done something amazing. You've made a film, something that not many people can say that they have. Tell us about The Space Between.
So I was an actress for about 20 years, with Power Rangers being my first job, and then Movies of the Week, and then Felicity, and then Flashpoint, which brought me here. And I was always a very insecure actor, I would have to say. I don't know why, it's a very painful career choice, actually, to tell you the truth. I think it's just so vulnerable, right? And then there was a point when I was doing Flashpoint where I just realized all I want to do is get behind the camera and start writing and directing. So, and it was somewhere during the time of doing Flashpoint, I think, is where I actually found my confidence, maybe becoming a mother, playing a cop on a show. I don't know, there was something that was happening in my life, age, whatever. I found the confidence to actually jump behind the camera. And as soon as Flashpoint ended, I did 3 short films, and then I just did my first feature film, which is called The Space Between, which, thanks guys, which actually, we just finished our theatrical run in Canada, and it's available online now as of yesterday, so you can rent it on iTunes, Google Play, a bunch of different platforms, and
So you're saying that people right here, right now, they can purchase this movie on their phones?
You can go online. You can go home tonight and watch The Space Between. You can. It's a heartfelt comedy. And did anybody here watch Flashpoint? Oh, nice. That's because we're in Toronto. You guys know Flashpoint. So I made sure the cast of the film, I really wanted to work with actors that were my friends and that supported me on this huge endeavor to actually direct my first feature film. So the star of the movie is Michael Cram, who played Wordy on Flashpoint. And he's fantastic in the movie. He's so sweet and quirky. I actually wrote the script for him because he is such a funny, quirky personality. He's like a sophisticated Mitch, really. Anyway, yeah, so it's fun. It's almost like, it's in the same genre as maybe like a Little Miss Sunshine type film. So if you feel like, watching a movie that pulls at your heartstrings a little bit and makes you laugh, that's The Space Between. And I'm quite proud of it. And then now I'm on to working on my next feature, which is called Breaking Emma.
Well, we've got a microphone over here and a microphone over here. I've got a couple more for you. If you don't get up to the microphone, you're going to be stuck with my terrible questions the whole time. We don't want, well, we've already got somebody at the microphone, so I'm just going to hand it over to you.
Hi, so I am a huge fan of Power Rangers. It was pretty much my Saturday morning routine. Wake up at 6, wait till 7, watch Power Rangers. And I was wondering if anything you did in Power Rangers, or even being in Power Rangers, helped launch your career.
For sure. I mean, that was the first acting gig I landed. And for me, I was, quite a naive little girl, I have to say. And that job basically was like my college years. And for acting or for my career in the entertainment industry, it was like I look back on it as like a training ground to learn how to hit your marks, be on a set, work through all the kinks and insecurities, and then at the same time, it was just a blast. We had a lot of fun. Like I said, it was my college days, so we partied a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go Power Rangers indeed.
Yeah.
Right over here.
Tess, hi. My question is, how did you get your audition process on Power Rangers?
It was like a big casting call they had, and I had taken a commercial workshop class from this woman named Katie Wallens, and she was actually the casting director, and she knew I was a gymnast. So really, I think I got the part because I was a gymnast. I think I was the only gymnast that came in and auditioned for the role, so that really helped. But they had paired us off into about 5 or 6 different groups of Rangers, and the group that I was paired with, we all got the part.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Same microphone right there.
Yeah, I still remember Power Rangers when it was still running on TV for the first run, but I also do remember some of the moral panic that happened back in the early 90s, saying, oh no, this kind of TV show is too violent for kids. At least that's what the moral guardians said.
Yep.
The problem is, it's like we don't learn from our lessons each time. First it was comic books that were corrupting kids, then it was TV shows including Power Rangers, and then it was video games, and now it's smartphones and the internet. I'd like to know where you stand on the issue of should media for kids be censored, G-rated all the time, and where do you think the line lies between having kids learn the ill parts of the world or the like?
I don't know. I mean, it's a very confusing topic, actually. I have an 8-year-old, and it's a fine line between her being bored with the content that she's given for her age and wanting to watch stuff that's geared towards older kids, and then it being too old. By mistake, she ended up watching the entire series of 13 Reasons Why. Not while she was hanging out with me, I must say. But that was like, whoa, like that. And what's the rating on that? PG-13? Is it? It shouldn't be. Anyway, I find it's a serious and confusing fine line between what is appropriate and okay for our children and what isn't. And I think it comes down to responsible filmmaking, I guess, as well, and rating things properly, and yeah, I don't know, you can tell I've got a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah, we still haven't found the bottom of that question.
Yeah, but going back to Power Rangers, which is quite interesting, because they used to say that it was so violent or whatever. I don't know, looking back, it's so kitschy, there's that violent, you can see the strings hanging off the monster. It's so silly. That in hindsight, and at the time, I had no idea the impact that the character I was playing or the show that I happened to land as my first gig was influencing so many young kids and girls to kick butt or whatever. I had no idea until the last 5 years or so, and really meeting all the kids who have grown up and having conversations with them. So I think it's pretty cool to be part of something that was a positive influence on so many people when I had absolutely no idea that that was happening at the time. So I'm quite grateful for that.
Maybe I can quote another 90s phenom for the answer. This comic's from Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin, he says, "That's the funny thing about life. It's never so bad that it can't get any worse." We children all learn that sooner or later. Once a few putties knocked down every now and then.
Right? Those putties.
As a follow-up to that, you mentioned, watching what your kid's watching, curating it. You mentioned you're a fan of The Legend of Billie Jean. Are there movies and TV shows and things like that that you found yourself going, I've got to show her this. I've got to figure out when the right age is to introduce her to this?
Yeah, for sure. Like, we watched E.T. That was like, you have to watch E.T., right? Karate Kid, we just watched together, which I love that movie so much. I really love that movie. She was a little bored, but she said she liked it in the end, but she might have just said that. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. Off the top of my mind, I can't.
Look, you
think of
gave me a
anything
laundry
right
list already. I'm more than
Yeah.
satisfied. We got somebody right over at this
now.
point.
Oh, The Goonies. Loved watching The
there we go.
Goonies. That was so fun. And The Gremlins we've watched together as well. That's pretty fun.
Nice.
Oh, hi there. I love The Goonies too. Is it good enough for you? Sorry. Cindy Lauper, be kind. Quick question for you. So, I know you're Canadian as well.
Dual.
So am I as well, actually. Dual as well. So, what made you decide to stay in Canada, aside from Justin Trudeau and the maple syrup and stuff?
I'm actually from the States. So I moved to Canada about 10 years ago. I moved my entire life to Montreal, basically on a whim. I didn't even know anybody there. And then I was, at the time, sort of extricating myself from Los Angeles and then taking a break from acting. But while being in Montreal, I ended up landing Flashpoint, which brought me to Toronto, where I've completely fallen in love with this city. And especially with becoming a filmmaker now, and I find it an incredibly nurturing city for emerging filmmakers.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I don't want to go anywhere else. Although, I like to vacation where it's warm, but I love Canada. I love it.
I love it here too. Toronto's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right over here.
I always think of Toronto as like a boutique New York, right? Like there's everything here that you need, the culture and everything. I've lived in New York as well, and I get lonely in New York. I feel very overwhelmed in New York, and I don't feel that here.
What was your favorite movie that you were part in?
A few. I really, really enjoyed shooting Flashpoint. I mean, I did enjoy Flashpoint, but Felicity, that was like the first job I ever did where I was just really proud of all the people that I was working with, and I don't know, it was just a whole different level for me, and I really loved that show. And then I loved doing Flashpoint. You know what? I love doing Power Rangers. Every job, the people in the show and working on the show become your family for that short period of time. So each job I've ever had, I think, sort of holds a special place. Yeah.
Right over here.
Hi, Amy. I just wanted to know, since you were with the crew for a while with Power Rangers, you must have gotten really close. I just wanted to know if you had any moments where you guys pranked each other and, just some of the more memorable ones.
Me and David Yost used to fight a lot. It's supposed to be funny. We did. He's like one of my best friends, but we fought all the time. I don't know why. Put my finger on that. And Jason David Frank, he was quite a prankster. He would prank a lot. I don't know, we had fun. We were kids. We were like, are there children in the audience? Oh good, no. So we used to smoke pot and then sit in our Zords. I just remember sitting there high as a kite looking out at all the grips and electricians staring up at me, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm in a pink suit. I'm in a Zord. What is happening? Those are my memories of Power Rangers.
Very hazy. Just very hazy. Hazy memories.
Thank you.
No, they're very vivid, but they were very surreal.
Right Right over here.
Hi, I was wondering if you could tell me what one of your favorite moments of Flashpoint was.
We used to spend so many hours sitting in those trucks, hours and hours and hours, and I got so close with probably every single one of the other guys on the show, just sitting in the truck for 12 hours at the time. We used to get so silly on that show. We used to laugh so hard over the stupid, Hugh Dillon was so gross. No, we were all kind of gross. But he would take it to a level that we would be like peeing our pants laughing so hard at the things he was saying as we're like sitting there for 12 hours at a time in our SUVs. We had a lot of fun. So to me, I think the camaraderie and the fun that we had on the set are my favorite memories. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right there.
Hi, Amy Jo.
Hi.
I'm pulling a Superman moment. I wore my Power Ranger shirt.
Nice.
It was actually kind of strange to hear you say you felt insecure acting because you were always so confident on camera.
Well, thanks. I wasn't really.
With all the hi-yas and all the gymnastics, of course.
Yeah, I mean, doing the gymnastics was a lot of fun. I love acting, and I loved acting, but I was a very, very insecure actor and person, I think, for a long time, just from different situations I had in my childhood, all the way up until, I think my mid-30s is when I really sort of started to figure myself out and find my confidence, and you know what, and not really care what other people thought of me. That was my biggest problem. I was so worried about what everybody is thinking of me from every aspect of my life that I realized I had to let that go. Around the age of 35 is when I finally figured out how to do that, and what a waste of time that was.
Good on you, good on you.
Yeah.
So my question is, so this is back in the 90s, 92, 93, and really role models, superheroes for young girls. There was Pink Power Ranger, Yellow Power Ranger, and Sailor Moon. And I'm just wondering at that time, if you knew what kind of a... The mic's okay?
Oh, no.
I was asking.
It was weird.
Yeah, just wondering how you feel about being a role model, how it was maybe all the way back then up to today as a female superhero.
Yeah, so back then I didn't know I was. In my head, I like landed this job where I was wearing pink spandex on national television. And I didn't really realize what was happening at the time. But now in hindsight, I really, really appreciate the fact that I was a positive influence on a lot of children. I think that's so cool. I think of it as almost like free karma, because I had no idea.
Ahead of the time.
Yeah. Or unaware. Anyway.
Thank you.
Go right ahead. You're standing.
Hi there. So we've seen past Rangers come back to the show in like Forever Red, Once a Ranger, and most recently the Legendary War. Would you ever consider coming back to the show, even as like a cameo, like semi-mentor?
I did a cameo in the new movie. Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
If you blink, you could miss me and JDF. We had fun though, going out to Vancouver and doing that. You know, I don't know. First of all, I think Jason still puts on that damn suit, but I'm in my 40s. Like, I should not be wearing spandex, so I'll say that. Although I did put it on like 3 years ago at the corner of Yonge and Dundas. Oh my god, that was so crazy. What was it? What was the question again?
If you come back as even like a mentor role, like not suit up.
No, but you know what I would want to do? I almost did, but then somehow, whatever. I would love to. I would go and direct a few episodes. Why not? Because my passion now is directing. Really, more than acting ever. I absolutely love directing. So I'd go direct an episode.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be so fun.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Right over here. Sorry I missed you a moment ago.
That's okay. So I'm a nanny to a 2.5-year-old, and his mom is all about how Power Rangers is so violent and all this. But for my mom, when we were younger, it was friendship and just being together and trust and all that. And I just kind of wanted to see your opinion on the new movie and how they portrayed, I guess, you guys back then to now.
Yeah, I think the new movie is definitely geared towards an older audience. It's more of a teenage film. Clearly, from the first joke right off the movie about the bowl and the milk. Right. This is not for children, right? What a weird first joke in the movie. That was a little odd. I was like, oh, this is what we're watching. Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I love Amy Jo Johnson, the director and script doctor.
The what?
The director and script doctor chiming in, like picking apart the movie, just thinking about the structure of the jokes and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I do think it's geared towards teenagers, and in that case, I think it's totally fine. I absolutely loved the new movie. I thought it was done really, really well.
So do you think it kind of like followed, because I was born in '94, so like do you think it followed my generation from when you guys were on and just kind of, they're trying to grow it with us type deal?
Oh, like they made the movie geared towards
to the
you
people
guys?
that watched it when
maybe,
you were.
maybe a little bit. Okay. And then maybe trying to get at the audience of a younger generation of high school kids, maybe.
Thank you.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know what Haim was thinking when he. Yeah, because it's clearly it had a. You know what I actually think? Remember, like 2 years ago when that little movie with James Vanderbeek came out? What was that? Like the little reboot? Yeah. What did they call it? Power Slap. Did you see that? It was really dark and we all died in it.
Yeah.
But it was done so well. They actually asked the director of that to direct the Power Ranger movie, but he turned it down. Did you know that? Not that one. But I think because that little YouTube clip came out, that it raised the bar of what they were going to have to do with their film, I think, a little bit. Maybe it influenced a bit of the tone that they were going to take on it. I don't know, I'm making that up, but makes sense to me. Anyway, I loved it. I loved the new movie.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right over here, Supergirl.
Hi, Amy. My name is Kirsty. And just as a kid, being like a really tiny girl, Kimberly was one of my role models to like stand up for myself and not let people bully me, because I was bullied for like a lot of my childhood. And so I just wanted to thank you for that, for being the icon of my generation. And just my question is, I know that in Power Rangers you used to do a lot of singing and you played the guitar or anything like that. I was wondering if you were doing any more music, if you would do music for like Power Rangers, and also how long did you have the ringtone, the communicator ringtone on your phone?
Oh, no, I don't. Can you imagine? I don't have the ringtone on there. So music, I did an album 2 years ago called Never Broken, but in the last 2 years focusing on the space between, and I can really only do one creative thing at a time. I'm not a great multitasker. So I've been focusing on getting the space between off the ground, and then now Breaking Emma, my next film. But I do have a song on the soundtrack of the space between, which I'm quite proud of the soundtrack. If you guys get to watch the movie, the soundtrack is available online, but it's all indie musicians that I had sort of reached out into Twitter and Facebook, and I was like, indie musicians, send me your music. I'm making a film and I need music for the soundtrack. And so I got like 100 submissions, and then I had all this music to choose from while we were in the editing room, which was awesome. And so it's down to 16 songs on the soundtrack. And it's really lovely. And I have one song on there in the credits. But I'll pick it up again. Me and my daughter have started recently sitting down and playing music and trying to write together. She's 8, it's quite funny. It's really cute though, actually. And that's it with the music so far. But hey, listen, I was very short too, and I totally get it. And I was bullied for other reasons in high school, so I totally get it. Yeah, glad my character could be there for you.
Thank you.
What was your name again? What was your name?
Oh, Kirsty.
Let's hear it for Kirsty, everybody. Thank you, Supergirl. And we got another question over here.
Hi, Amy Jo.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
Hey, it's Chi-Hung.
Hey, this guy is a huge support of the space between. Let's give it for Chi-Hung. Yeah. He has this. Do you still have the website for Twee?
I do, yeah, it's tweetrainingstribute.com.
Yeah, he has a really cool tribute website for Twee.
Actually, I have a related question. I was hoping you can share memories of your friendship with Twee. I noticed that your butterfly necklace bears a resemblance to her jade necklace that she would always wear.
Oh, I never even thought of that. My friend Talita gave me this. She's from Brazil. Me and Twee were great friends. We actually went through the, remember, well, you guys don't remember, you're too young, but in '94, was it, the big earthquake in Los Angeles? Twee was sleeping over in my bed with me when that happened, and all of a sudden it sounded like there was a train coming through our living room, or my bedroom. Because that's what it sounds like when there's an earthquake happening. We had I thought it was nuclear war. I thought it was the end of the world. And so we jumped out of bed and we both got in the doorway, and then I started going, Dear Lord Jesus, and I don't know why it just came out. And then she started doing something that Buddhists do. What do they do? I don't know, but we were both sitting there. How do you pray? And maybe she was just meditating. I don't know. But then we were so silly. We went into the kitchen and you're not supposed to do this. I had a gas stove and we turned the gas stove on to light the candles. Big no-no, everybody. Don't do that because you could blow up the whole building. Anyway, this is a really boring story. This is my Twee story. Yeah, we had a lot of fun together. And she was awesome. She was a very interesting, that girl would like, what's the saying? Like she had a beat of her own drum.
Walk to the beat of her own drummer.
Totally. Yeah. She was very cool.
How do you think she would react with her fans or be part of the whole Comic-Con, Fan Expo type of experience? I know she was really appreciative of her fans, but aside from the the little mall tours at the beginning or the years ago.
Yeah. You know what? I think I would be really interested to have seen where her acting career would have gone. Because, excuse me, I'm drinking Diet Coke and I keep burping. She was a very interesting actress as well, and she had a really cool look. And she did The Crow, and then she started to start working a lot as an actress right before she died. And it'd be interesting to see where she would be now, 20 years, or 50, how long ago was that, 15 years?
It was 2001, yeah, just before the...
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see who she is now, where she is, what she's doing, but... Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Yeah. Right, I guess one more question.
One more right here.
And then I'm gonna...
I made it. My name is Remy. It's truly an honor to meet you in person, Amy Jo. Just a little quick story. When I was little with my cousins and my brother, we used to watch the whole movie every time we get together. It was a very special moment in my life, sharing with my cousins. And I have 5 girl cousins, and they always fought to be the Pink Ranger and the Yellow. And then we ran out of colors. What do we do? You're orange and you're purple and red and something, I don't know. But no, they always wanted to be you, so it would have been a total honor for them to meet you, but they're all spread out throughout Ontario. Anyways, my question is,
Did you forget your question?
It's okay. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. Everybody in this room
I'm very nervous because I'm very starstruck. I remember.
Look, dude, I'm on stage with her. You want to know how nervous I am? You're good.
I get really starstruck too.
My best friend Paul and I, we went to Power Morphin Con last year, and every Power Ranger we met, we would ask them this.
Is this a question or a story?
No, it's a question.
Sorry. What?
When obviously dating and meeting your boyfriend or whoever you were dating at the time growing up, how did the parents take the news when you told them you were a Power Ranger?
My first boyfriend's parents?
Well, any
that be
boyfriend's
funny?
parents.
Whose?
Any boyfriend's parents.
Oh, at the
met.
time,
Yeah.
my boyfriend, what his parents' reaction were?
Yes.
What a question. God, who was I even dating at the time? Oh my God, that was Robert Siracolet. No, he had already left LA. He went back to Texas. I wasn't dating him anymore. Jared Lane Aragona. His parents lived in Arizona, so I'm not quite sure what they thought of me. I don't know the answer to that question. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a last one for you before we finish wrapping things up. You've got the second film that you're starting to work on now. What was the impetus behind this? What is making you want to make this film? What is it about? What is the seed that you can give us of this story?
Breaking Emma. So it's Breaking Emma, and it's actually very loosely based off of my own experience in living in Los Angeles and being an actress, and then when turning 35, needed to leave and move to Montreal. So it's about an actress in Los Angeles who takes a break to Montreal.
Sounds fascinating, right?
Yeah. But it's not really about, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. So you're here the rest of the weekend, all the way through tomorrow, yes?
Yeah, I'm here tomorrow, and I'm here all afternoon.
So
Thanks
everybody
for
should
coming by, guys.
come and see up in the autograph hall. Let's hear it one more time for Amy Jo Johnson, everybody.